We are within shouting distance of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as we get set for football on the lakeside here at Cleveland Browns Stadium. Today we hit double digits, week 10, and we've got a good one in store as it'll be the Philadelphia Eagles taking on the Cleveland Browns. The shadows starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. On the ground, it's Jacobs to start the drive. And he is going to lose yardage here. Call it officially a loss of 2 on the first play from scrimmage. Second down.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on first and second down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Hurts sets up to throw it. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. This defense for the Browns, they were very good in the victory a week ago over Cincinnati.
But that's all. It's a nearly unstoppable pass rush. 5 sacks last week. Plenty of hurries given up. So now what do you do on offense? You just max protect, keep everyone in and run the ball? Or maybe just 1 or 2 receiver routes in order to try and keep your quarterback upright?
3 and out, a real danger here on their opening drive as they come up on a 3rd and 12. Hurts. Able to find the open man. That's complete. Now inside the 25. Touchdown! Quez Watkins, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Eagles march right down the field in 3 plays to claim the early advantage. Well, Charles, here in their opening series, they said they had certain plays scripted for certain players. That looked like a well-designed play to get one of their top targets involved.
Yeah, let's face it, Brandon. A player of his talent is a problem for any opponent to defend, and we saw it right there. They tried to deny an open lane to him. He still outplayed the coverage and scored the early touchdown. Good luck trying to figure out how to defend him as this game moves on.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. Fair catch going to be taken, and this will be moved out to the 25. Watson and the Browns now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Here's Gibson to start the drive. Gets past 1 man. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him the 1st down.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. On 1st down, right back to Gibson. And that one goes for about 6 as he's taken down just shy of the 45. The Browns at 4-5, a game under 500. And they come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
Off of play action, it's Watson. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. You look at this Eagle defense. They've been pretty solid against the pass, toward the middle of the pack, number 14 in the NFL.
And since this is such a good unit of covering passes downfield, I think that last play is typical of what we might see. A lot of short passes, see if they can generate some run after the catch, but nothing doing on that one.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Here's Watson. Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down.
I'm quite sure that they envisioned a much better start to this game when they practiced all week. But they failed on that 3rd down play. That brings up 4th down, and they'll probably have to punt it away.
This is taken at about the 14. It's a 39-yard punt, 3 on the return. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And they'll be looking to make this a 2-score advantage. Had the touchdown on their first drive, Charles. Hey, they can get up 2 scores here on the road. That's a heck of a start.
And not only have they thought about it, I wonder if they visualized it. I remember playing, and they used to turn the lights out in our meeting room and run through a situation like this and say, just think about what it would be like to be up on the road.
Touchdown, Philadelphia! Quez Watkins. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Eagles are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Elliott good on the extra point, and that'll make the score 14-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Cleveland offense ready to go. They've been outplayed early, no question. Down 14-0 already as they come up 1st and 10. Watson's throw pulled in by Robinson here. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
Well, a lot of credit to the play caller here. He saw the design in his mind and implemented it. A little zone stretcher here because they started the tight end on the left side of the formation and sent him on a crossing route. And this works really well when you can find that space between levels, and they were able to do so for good yardage.
He stiff arms him, powering his way forward. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. 51 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start. He's off to a great start here in this first quarter. It seems like this defense is probably going to have trouble containing him.
I would agree with that. I love the observation. And here's the thing. Their game plan coming to fruition. You knew that they came in thinking that they...
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. This one back into the end zone, and the Eagles defense gets a pick-6 TD. Charles, it is pretty rare that we see a team build this kind of lead in the opening quarter, and man, they seem to be clicking on all 3 phases right there. The defense doing its part with a pick-6.
And it's absolutely been the definition of a start that you would pick for yourself and for your team, right? And I have a feeling that they just want to stay in this zone. What's truly incredible about this start is they can add on a couple more scores. This one could legitimately be over in the second quarter.
So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Browns drive about to get started. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. If they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball. That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable third down because they had incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
That is caught. And he is going to have a Browns first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Well, these guys certainly need something good to go their way because this first quarter has been something of a disaster for them trying to move the ball. But that completion there maybe can get them focused and moving in the right direction.
On first down, Watson. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete. Charles, he doesn't seem to be particularly in tune with his receivers, just 2 for 7 throwing the football, but he did seem really locked in before the game.
Yeah, and that has to do with receivers sometimes. Sometimes the defenders knock them off their routes, and you're usually pretty precise. 1, 2, 3 cut, balls out of his hands to the receiver. In this case, might be off by a half step either way. They've got to find a way to get back in sync.
13 yards to pick up there. Good for a Cleveland first.
I have to admit, I'm excited by that play call and the end result because this is a team that's down big early in the first quarter, and a lot of teams will just panic, abandon the playbook, and just start firing the ball all over the place. It's way too early for that. Stick to what we're...
He's got a man complete. And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. Cedric Tillman, his first touchdown on the year. And the Browns get a bit closer. Extra point right down the middle. And they'll cut the lead to 21-7. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. Off the play fake, here's Hurts. And that is incomplete. You look at this Browns defense. They were very good in the victory a week ago over Cincinnati.
And what I saw on film was nearly an unstoppable pass rush. They had 5 sacks last week, plenty of hurries. So now do you just max protect on offense, keep everyone in, and run, 1 or 2 receiver routes to make sure your quarterback stays up? We'll soon find out.
They tried to throw on 2nd down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. Trying to run for it with Jacobs. It's still fighting. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. Well, they were in search of a short gain on 3rd down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards.
Just about every coach we talk to says the crowd shouldn't affect us. That shouldn't be an issue. And then the next breath they talk about taking the crowd and taking them out of the game by picking up first downs and keeping them at bay. I think we just saw an example of that there, didn't we?
Important to do, especially early in the game like they have. So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 45-yard line. Throwing is Hurts. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. Now a 2nd and 10. Here's Hurts to throw. And he will find his man on the outside. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41.
What I love about watching the passing game nowadays is that the one-dimensional receiver is really starting to lead the game. You've got to be able to do it all. Of course, you got to run fast. Of course, you got to catch the ball. But route running savvy and toughness, there's a premium for all of that now.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Quez Watkins doing it again with his 3rd touchdown here in the opening quarter. And the Eagles have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. Elliott Good with a PAT, and the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. The Cleveland offense ready to go. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And, partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due, because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
Yeah, because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football.
Yeah, let's put 6 on the board, fellas! Keep it rolling, boys! Keep it rolling!
Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. They'll fake the handoff. Now Watson. Oh, everything falling apart now. Another one intercepted. And they will finally get him, but not until he's all the way down inside the 15-yard line. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. They'll try and start this drive in the air. This will be caught at about the 5. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
Touchdown! A 5-yard touchdown. And the Eagles are able to widen their lead here in this first half. Elliott Good on the extra point, and the route is on here in this first half. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And he'll elect not to run with it. And a fair catch on the kickoff will move the ball to the 25. The Browns drive about to get started. Well, still early in this one, Charles, but the last time this offense was out there, they threw their first interception of the ball game, so trying to avoid repeating that mistake here on this drive.
And to put a positive spin on it, at least it happened in the first half and not in a close game in the fourth quarter, but you're absolutely right, partner. One of the last things this offensive quarterback wants to witness again in this game.
Kind of an obvious question, Charles, but anything you try to avoid after your first pick, or you say it's one interception, we're still in the first half, I'm going to do the same thing?
I think you want to avoid playing scared, and put it into the mind of the quarterback that you've lost confidence in him. Make sure you get some throws that he's going to be able to complete, make him feel good about himself, and continue to run your offense.
Now a third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
Like what I see so far out of this defense, because they've been showing their best coverages on third down. So far, only allowed one conversion on a handful of attempts. One area of their game plan that they've executed to perfection.
That's taken on the 25. A pretty good punt there, but also a nice return of 12 yards. And it will be Eagles football, 1st and 10. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Well, everything right now that they touch on this side of the football, it seems to turn to gold. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. That lead continues to grow. And, if they can get points here, Charles, might almost be an insurmountable comeback for the other side.
I think you make a great case for that, so I'm going to flip it over to the other side. Could they make the big comeback? Certainly. Am I expecting it? Not at all. I think if we don't see a drastic change in how they're playing, this blowout's going to get bigger and bigger before the final gun.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. More on that one and another first down.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. They'll roll him out right. This one complete to his fullback out of the backfield. And the Eagles are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line.
Boy, how about the speed with which this offense can get down the field? It's taken them no time at all to get down here, and now they're set up with a 1st and goal.
They'll look to throw. And this is caught. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year. And the Eagles have taken a 5-touchdown lead.
Okay, we need to double check here with Marvin because he keeps all of our good stats. But what I've got is 5 drives, 5 touchdowns, and they've got a nice, healthy lead.
Well, after the first drive, we thought things might be clicking. They're really clicking at this point. They're clicking about as much as they can click.
And
I just said click a lot.
Yes, you did, but that's okay because the guy who's coordinating the defense, trying to slow them down.
Good luck.
He's going to have hair that looks like mine very soon. Not much of it.
So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. And they're going to mark that where it went out of bounds. So really good starting field position up past the 40-yard line. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. Straight ahead, Gibson. And he's going to bowl his way forward to the 48. 78 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half. From the 48-yard line, here's 2nd down and 3. Gibson again. And he is going to lose yardage here. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here. 3rd and 5.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
And now a first chance for the backup here to throw. And that will be incomplete.
As a corner, you have to be able to run with guys step for step downfield in man coverage and make up ground quickly in zone. You have to put yourself in position to make plays just like that one.
And now the up man has it. It's a fake. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And I think the Browns got it. They did. Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And a good-looking run there as he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18-yard line. It's an Eagles first down on a gain of 11.
Now, this is an example of breaking down in defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. They'll run right here with Jacobs. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. Sets him up nicely. 1st and goal. It was a pickup of 14.
I'm not sure how much more evidence they need, partner, than to understand that if they don't start to slow him down, it's going to be a long afternoon here at the stadium because he is just shredding them at this point. And let's face it, coming into the game, they knew he would be the focal point of their attack. This is going to take an 11-man unit on the defensive side to start making plays.
Back to throw. And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. Well, that's not how you hope to draw it up there on 1st and goal, CD, by taking a sack like that.
Well, they tried to be aggressive, didn't they? They didn't want to try and work their way past the goal line. They wanted it right there on that play. Unfortunately, it backfired against them. Now they have to try and pick it up here moving forward.
Only 3 yards there on the completion. That'll lead to a 3rd and goal. They'll set up to throw. This will be caught at about the 6. They're able to hold him to 3 there, and that leads to a 4th and goal.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran it a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
Well, they're going to try this thing. They're at the 5, 4th and goal. They're going to go for it. We'll see. Run, probably pass to both in the arsenal. They'll throw now on the final play. And that's going to be caught for an Eagles touchdown. A great effort there. On his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Eagles will extend their lead on the final play of the half. You knew time was going to run out, so this had to be in the end zone, and somehow they were able to find a window and get it done.
Very easy for us to talk about up here that, yes, all that had to happen, but when time's running down, sometimes your brain compresses a little bit too. They showed great poise, understanding of situation, making sure they got to the end zone in order to complete that pass and take a nice momentum into the locker room.
Elliott good with a PAT, and the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down. 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. And And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. The Browns going to see the football first, but they trail here as we resume play on EA Sports. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. The Cleveland offense ready to go. And they have a mountainous deficit looming in front of them. It was really, Charles, a disaster of a first half. So where do they go from here?
Well, first thing they have to remember is that what's done is done, and there's no going back. And now you have to play this drive by drive. Obviously, come back in this spot, pretty unlikely. But you just have to go out, take pride in your work, and try and put something together here in the second half.
On 1st and 10, it's Gibson. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 99 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Throwing here, Howell. Throw left side, he's got Tillman. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Howell running right on the option. And he probably should have given that one off as he's going to get hit and taken down behind the line. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
Well, we saw a lot of negative plays that resulted in plenty of lost yardage in the first half, and that trend is continuing here.
Still needing 10 yards. Now it's 3rd down. Back to throw. Howell. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this 3rd quarter as he'll go for it on 4th down. Now on 4th down, they throw the deep ball, but it winds up to be incomplete. The Browns unable to move the chains on 4th down. And this defense will take over right near midfield at the 49-yard line. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. Well, this offense, this team, they are rolling right now, Charles. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. You look at the scoreboard, and they pretty much right now got this thing on cruise control.
Yeah, and this is that time of game where you and I have to be prepared, right? Isn't this kind of like that empty the bucket time where you have to go into your blowout material and make sure we have some different things? That's what we're staring at right now, the way this one is going.
From just across the midfield stripe, here's a 2nd and 8. They're going to look to throw. And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much. That one doesn't find its target, but all in all, he's been much sharper this week. He was under 50% a week ago, and now he's up over 70%.
Well, you know it's standard for quarterbacks and receivers getting together for a little extra time each and every day in practice. I get the sense they got together for a lot of extra time this week to try and improve that passing percentage, and it's worked out quite well.
Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. He's going to look deep for Watkins. Throw left is complete on the diving effort. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal. Looking to throw. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
That was a touchdown if he could have hung on. Instead, it was a well-timed collision to jar that one free.
They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal. From the gun, it's Hurts. Touchdown, Eagles! From 3 yards out, and the Eagles are pouring it on. Elliott on for the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Browns drive about to get started. Well, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable now. A win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles. But I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized. There's a nice pickup right there, and after watching that play, I'm thinking about all the lost opportunities that they've had so far in this game. But right now, just focus on continuing to move the ball the way they did on the last play.
Well, he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, got to like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a 1st down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. He's having a big game running the football, but that one will hurt the yards per carry a little bit.
Yeah, but the average he's got so far, that's the type of average he wants to take with him to contract negotiations, doesn't he?
Here now, 3rd and a yard. They'll run with Gibson. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. They end up getting stumped twice after that 9-yard gain back on 1st down.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
4th down, Howell. Going to throw deep for the end zone. Oh, and that is incomplete. The Browns unable to move the chains on 4th down. And the Eagles defense able to hold. So they've gone for it twice now on 4th down in this game, and both times unsuccessful.
I wish we could hear the headsets now between the head coach and the offensive coordinator. Now that they're 0 for 2, if they get into a 3rd situation, head coach might say, hey, you got anything for this one? Might get radio silence back.
Able to break through that initial contact and winds up getting about 3 there. It's 2nd down.
Look, all any running back wants is a little bit of room, a little bit of space in order to maneuver. But he also understands how difficult it is for his offensive line up front. So if they give him any space, he realizes his job to make more out of it than what they give him. Picks up 3 on that carry.
And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Hurts sets up to throw it. Looking left side, and it's complete. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup.
There's a beautiful throw there, and he's been sensational the entire game, moving it around, spreading it, hitting the right guys. And look, under normal situations, partner, I would expect him to come out of the game now. They've got it in hand. But you and I have been around this league a long time, and every time we ask head coaches about it, hey, why don't you take your quarterback out when the game's in hand? They just kind of give us that look like that's what he's paid to do. So it's a very unusual situation. I'd want him out. They tend to leave him in.
And maybe the wrong read there as he's going to go down immediately. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets him back now for second down. And not a lot of success to be found there.
Oh, you got that right, partner, because if you're trying to make guys miss about 10 yards or so downfield, that's a pretty good play. But if you've got to do it in your own backfield, I consider that a problem. That doesn't work too well.
They'll have to deal with a 2nd and 14 now after the loss. Hurts going to keep it again. And down inside the 35 he goes to the 32-yard line. The keeper gets him 7 that time, but it'll lead to a 3rd down. A little do-it-yourself run right there and a nice gain.
And I like that he knew that that was about all he was going to get. So he did a nice job of protecting himself, took care of the football, took what the defense gave him. If they continue to allow him to do that, they'll find their way taking what they can all the way to the end zone.
He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. The Eagle passing game looking good on this drive. It's a 1st down. They have the nice cushion. They just want to pour it on right now, still throwing the football.
And I know my background says, why do you need to do this? Just go ahead and run out the clock and get a win. But as many people pointed out to me, it's a video game, man. Go ahead and put the numbers up. Sportsmanship, not an issue.
Exercise those fingers. And this carry, despite the good move, will be stopped short of the 10. 2 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
And that's a good job there by the corner. And we do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
And now what the heck is this? A punt formation from the red zone? And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. The Cleveland offense ready to go. Their mini 2-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat. Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. Good yardage after the catch. Is that play good for 30 and a 1st? From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11. Backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the 1st. Howell throwing on 3rd down here. Throw right side, taken in by Gibson. And he has another 1st down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 40. The 3rd down conversion successful, a gain of 11. Well, a touchdown here on this drive, it wouldn't really put much of a dent in the score, the deficit right now. But as you mentioned in the past, CD, their coach is probably just hoping to see something executed correctly on this drive before we close out the ball game.
Yeah, and I think that every guy who's on the field has to feel exactly the same way, because if not, they might be looking for replacements. Treat every drive as if it's your last and make it a successful one in some small way.
And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. long way to go here on third down for the 8th play of the drive. Now Howell. He rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And the Eagles will take over here as they get it up to the 43-yard line. Another great play defensively. They've been sharp on both sides of the ball, Charles, but that interception means that this defense will very well keep them down to single digits on the scoreboard in this game.
And that's certainly something to smile about, isn't it, partner, if you're on defense? Because your goal every game is to pitch a shutout, but you and I both know that's pretty unrealistic. But to hold a team below double figures in a game, in an NFL game, that's certainly something to take pride in.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete.
Certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
And the tackle going to be made at the 38.
His big game continues. 10 catches now and another first down. Here's Jacobs from the gun. And he's going to get this inside the 30.
86 yards on the ground here for Jacobs, and this is a first down.
That one looks like he'll throw here. Looking middle, and that's complete. Down he goes at the 23, a pickup of 4.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
Throwing is Hurts. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And the Browns are going to take over here at their own 22-yard line.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. His throw incomplete. Defensively, you look at the numbers. Another incomplete pass that we just saw, and they're under 200 yards passing for the game, so they've done their job on that side of the ball.
Yeah, recently I was actually working a game where a quarterback had a streak of 5 straight games without a 200-yard game, and that was a big talk, both in his town and amongst his team. How do we get the passing game going? So big credit to them, holding them under 200 today.
From the gun on third down, Howell. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
14 yards, and it's a Cleveland first down.
And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just complete domination on both sides of the football here in this one.
Certainly was, and I think both sides compete against each other all the time. You go at each other in practice, obviously your training camps, your off-season. But on game day, you both want to show your best. And I think that's what we saw from both the offense and the defense, a complete team victory.
So for the Eagles, the win will move them to 7-2 now on the year. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Big